Just gonna hang out for a minute and wait for a few more people to pop into place. Get a couple more people to join in here a little bit. Come on. Sometimes working through a VPN's a pain in the butt. Other times it's great. But sometimes it can be a slow pain in the butt. Just kind of popping around, checking out a couple little posts here on the fake book. See? Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Looks like about it. Yeah. Go there, bring that up. Ooh, Justin's got some new stuff. Anybody's looking for the backyard RC caster blocks? Justin's got one. Got them in stock. They're 2.5 degree kick up, I believe, or 2.5 degree caster or camber. I'm not quite sure what his kick up was. Not 0 degree like the drag race. It's 2.5 degree. So I believe that's going to be the kick up style on it. So anyways, let's see what we got here. As anybody knows, or anybody should know, when you're racing and doing setup, suspension setup, it's going to be really key to keeping everything in good place, and you're running through, and that's going to be even more true in doing drag racing, because you're trying to keep straight and not slide all over the place. In dirt racing and on-road racing, a little slide, a little movement through the lanes as you're heading through the curves is pretty common. It's to be expected. In drag racing, you're doing straight down the line. Nice. Give me some 3D printed stuff. I bought this secondhand. It was listed up on one of the websites, RC Tech, but it's new and clean. But I couldn't resist. The price was right. So it's a Huddy 1/10 scale setup system for off-road. Now, I'll be able to use most of this, but I still need one more part, which I've got ordered. When you're using it on a short course truck, you need the different top plate. You got this top plate here. That's for the 1/10. You need the 1/8 scale top plate to put on this unit, so you can get the full ability of using this on a short course truck or a NoPrep drag truck, because they're using the short course chassis systems. A nice big old chunk of foam here. So I got this from John Good. He's doing John Good's gear. He does 3D printed. He got 3D printing solutions and custom decals. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know John. I've just seen this ad posted on RC Tech. We talked a little bit. Was a fair deal, and I picked up the package here. It doesn't have the top plate for the 8 scale that I need, so I ordered that. Excuse me, hiccups. Spent the $43 and ordered that from Mailman, and that will be here in a couple days. It does have, of course, the top plate for touring car, or you could use this on any 1/10. Just not going to work for your short course trucks, basically. You need that 1/8 piece. So I figured I need to set these up. Now, yes, you can do it cheaper with, protractors and, a setup board, and you can make an easy setup board, and I probably will. I'll probably get a thin piece of aluminum or try to find myself a nice piece of glass and etch myself a setup board. Takes a little bit of time. Aluminum will be a little bit easier to work with. But if you get a nice flat setup board and you etch in all your degrees and placement stuff, put this in place with that, and you can really get a defining setup. Slide that back into here. Bring this piece. Oh, whoops. That's what I didn't want to happen. Where'd the other one go? Okay. Find these things here. There's a mess in my bag here, so I might have to take it out, empty it out, because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then we got the two bottom pieces. Is there a manual in here? Nothing underneath it. So yeah, basically what you get here, what the setup station is, these are like say 160, and then for the 1/8 scale off-road top plate, they call it the upper plate or the up plate here. That was 40 for the 8 scale off-road that I need to use with this thing to get it set up right. I'm gonna put this over here for the minute. There's two of them. Make sure, so there's probably still two. Oh, there one. That one, there's one. There's three, so there's one more. That's still in there. Let's see if I can find it. It shouldn't be too far. Most of the stuff is right on top. Alright, I'm gonna have to dig in here to find the last one. It's kind of nasty. Alright, I'll do that in a little bit. Alright, so pretty much got a pick of how it sets up here right on the front of the box. But you got your two pieces here and your piece here. Looks like these are gonna go like this. And your piece goes in there like that. And then when you mount it to your hex, you take your hexes off, and your wheel axle goes through here on each wheel, and then that tells you, you got your angles, and then your top angles, and so you set these up a few different ways, and then you can hook them to your car. And I've got this one back here with no wheels on it right now, so I'll pick two of them out right at the moment. This here, move this here. Hey, kitty, kitty. No, you leave that stuff alone. We'll put her down there. Slide this over a minute. This can go here for a sec. Let me grab this. Sound like an old man. Maybe because I'm getting to be an old man. And let's pull a couple nuts out here. Okay. I'm going to set this up a little funky right now, just because I've hacked a lot of room here. I can actually get my other piece out, I think, which will help. Actually, I do want those on so I can see them on the back. And slip this on for now. This one on the wrong way, flip it around. This one on. That. Did it again. Now push it right back out. Come on. Knock these things all over the place. That's right. That's right the first time because of the little cutout in there. So let's switch this one around, I guess it is. It's got a spot where your hex is. You can a little cutout on the back side of this thing where your hexes go on. Of course, you put your nut snug, and I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to go through the whole process. I'm just going to get her kind of on there. And I've seen some of the other setups. They got like setup wheels where you can put the disc. They got a disc setup that you put on your wheels, and of course they're kind of tall, and you can then use units to measure off your discs and do all that on that setup. So let me get my other stand here. It'll work a little bit easier actually. It's a little wider on the piece here. Now actually it's what you wouldn't want to do it on because it's not a setup board and it's going to be off. It's not going to be balanced and smooth and level. And that's one of the biggest keys to doing that is you need it to be balanced, smooth, and level. But you'll put this on there and you put your nuts on and get it tightened up. And then as you look at the units here, grab that thing, and you can see the angles and the numbers, and then as you adjust your links, it will move your, this is loose, so it's not true right now, but that would be nice and flat to the piece. So as you move everything, it would move your angles here, and you'll see all your angles changing as you see on this side as I move the one side. So you can dial it right in. Of course, like I say, everything would be snug. You got to tighten it all up. You'd put on all fours. And then with your top plate, say now, according to the Huddy stuff, it won't work because it's not big enough, but it does. It's possible you might be able to use this station if you're using it for NoPrep because you're slamming all the heights down. So that may be all right. I may not have needed to order the 1/8 scale thing like it was said that with the Huddy thing. So anyways, with that setup, now you can get in here, and now you can also, once it's all tight, as you can see on your top plate here, there we go, or you can see some of the markings there. It's cleaning up. You can get it turned and it will give you markings so you can set your toe, your camber. That's your camber setting. There's your toe setting. With the steering when it's in here. I think that's the biggest thing. When you got this on the front, and as you see with this here, there's almost no room at the edges. So when you get it all set out, you may not have the room on the top plate to do the steering and everything, and that's what the top plate's for, the steering. That's why they recommend the 1/8 thing. But it allows you to set up all your toe links so they're all even side to side. All your pieces here and everything else. So that's one of the things that this does in comparison. It's, you know, high dollars, 160 bucks for the unit if you need the top plate. And I think we're going to, once I get this all set up, I still believe I'm going to need to get to the top plate and get a top plate in place to work. But once you've got that, then you go through and make all your tweaks. And that, like I said, that just arrived today. I bought this secondhand. I was almost ready to buy a new one, and this one popped up, and it's really clean. Now you can see everything's in great shape. Not a mark on it. He's probably used it once or twice. You see a couple little marks where the screws were snugged in just to hold it in place when you tighten down the screws before. But other than that, yeah, this thing's in solid shape. So that's it. Putty setup station. Higher dollar way of going through a setup. Like I said, you can use the wheels and protractor and use a ruler measuring tape. Make a setup board with really fine detail marks, placement for your car so that everything's in its proper position. So when you put your car on it, and the setup wheels or the setup plates that are on there, you can do all the adjustments off that. These are, you know, higher end systems than those units. There's a guy on eBay that sells a system like this, but it's all heavy plexiglass. Looks good, well made, relatively inexpensive. I'm just kind of anal, and I don't mind spending the extra money if I have it, which ain't often. But if you're gonna do something, do it right. You know, it's something my daddy always taught me when I was a kid. You can pay for it the first time and get it done right, or you can pay for it the third, fourth, and fifth time and finally fix what wasn't done right the first time. And that lesson kind of stuck with me most of my life. So I do try to go through the proper route to do things. But hey, sometimes you got to pinch pennies, and there's nothing wrong with that. And using a $40 setup station isn't going to get you any more losses or any more wins than using a $140 setup station. It's all about how you set it up and how you do it. If you know how to use the tools, and if you don't know how to use the tools, you can still get by with a ruler, a protractor, and, you know, simple, you know, slide rules, or you know, straight edges and a good firm setup plate that's set, you know, setup table that's set up right. So that's it. Quick little one, you know, knock this off at 15-20 minutes. But yeah, this is a good deal. I couldn't pass it up. Like I said, I was looking at buying a new one, so I actually bought this and got the setup board for less than what this station would have cost me brand new out of the box. So deals are made to be had out there. Sometimes you can find them. All right, thanks. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one.